actually sitting in Megadeth's dressing room. I'm joined here by Chris Broderick. Welcome
Hello.
to 1700.
Nice to be here.
Now, it's the first time that you've come to Australia with Megadeth.
Right.
How's Australia treating you so far?
Great, except for the weather. You know?
What's wrong with the weather?
Well, it's kind of cold. You know, I always associate Australia with like beaches and sun and
Have you been outside at all today?
a little bit.
There's sunshine.
That's cloudy. Come on.
No,
Cloudy and cool. I
that-
doubt you'll see anybody on the beach today.
Trust me, there is.
Wow.
And I'm sure there's probably a possum out there who's just, thinking about your comments and going, nope, this is sunshine.
Okay.
I'm dead serious. Today is a good day.
But I do love Australia though. So
Nice.
yeah, I've been here before. So
Little last minute pick up there.
yeah, that's right.
Just appealing to the crowds. Now, of course, you were in Sydney yesterday, the show at the Hordern Pavilion. How did that go for you?
It was great. You know, we're starting to get our groove, and you know, the fans were insane, and that always makes it easier because if they're singing your lyrics for you, you know, it's hard to forget them.
And it's quite common that a lot of artists, especially the American ones who come to Australia, say that Australian crowds are just that little bit more insane. Is that true?
Yeah, it is, and it's not maybe like a fanatical insane or anything like that. It's like a polite insane.
How can you be politely insane?
I don't know. You know, I'm not Australian.
Well, you were on stage yesterday in front of a bunch of politely insane fans.
Right.
Care to give us a little demonstration?
Well, they're all, you know, I mean, they're just like, you know, in the air, fists in the air. People are getting pushed over the barricades and
That is,
all kinds of
course,
fun stuff
his
like that.
idea of polite.
Yeah, yeah, and you know, I used to do that stuff all the time too, but it was never quite so nice. You never saw people coming over the barricade with smiles on their faces and like high-fiving other people when they're running to the back, you know? So I personally think it's awesome because there's no animosity in it. It's just a fun moshing. I don't know.
Well, the other way we could look at that is that the fact that they've come over crowd surfing and that's their friends.
Yeah.
There ever be a chance that you never went to a gig with your friends?
Oh yeah, many times.
I think that's.
They just all ditched me right away.
We're not even going to get into any reason why, because this could turn really nasty.
Right.
Now, Endgame was released recently, and this is, of course, the first full album that you've worked on with Megadeth. How was the process for you? Did you feel as if that there was anything you needed to live up to?
I don't know that I thought that I had to live up to anything, but I definitely wanted to kind of amalgamate the Megadeth sound and the Megadeth style. And so, you know, I looked at a lot of things from, you know, it's not like I studied the back catalog or anything like that, but from learning the songs over the past 2 years, I, you know, kind of had an idea of what it took to create that sound, you know, to kind of add it into my own style. And that's really what I was looking to accomplish.
And do you feel that that was accomplished through the album?
Yes, I do.
And of course, it's actually been cited as possibly one of the masterpieces of Megadeth's discography. Now, is there a small part of you, even the tiniest part, that just thinks, that was me? That was all me?
No, I think it was such a creative, collaborative effort on behalf of all of the members, James, Sean, of course Dave, and myself, you know, just putting in our footprint on the music, you know, and I don't think it would have been the same album without any one person. So,
Well, just for Australian audiences, in particular Melbourne audiences, what's it like working with Dave?
it's great if you know if you like direction, and he knows what he wants. And I think if you have issues or your own ego set up in front of that idea, then I could see that being a problem. But for me, it made things very clear. You know, we'd get together and say if I wrote a solo, he'd be like, well, yeah, that sounds really good. I like that, but maybe let's work on this area here. And to me, that kind of adds direction, because sometimes the hardest thing about writing is not having direction. So.
Do you ever have moments where you think he's wrong?
No, not really, because he is like Megadeth. How can I say something's more Megadeth than Dave Mustaine? You know, I mean, you know, I have my own opinions about music and stuff like that, but I know that I'm, you know, coming into the fold here. I'm not the guy that's got the history with all the CDs.
Well, hopefully you've already been accepted and not still in the process of coming into the fold.
Right. Well, I like to think so. But I still think being in a band that has the history that Megadeth does, 2 years, less than 2 years actually, is a fairly short time. So I feel like the fans have definitely accepted me, and I'm very grateful for that. Because, like you said earlier, in a way there is a lot to live up to, even though I was just too blind to think about it at the time. I just knew I had a lot of work to do. So. Well,
that's good at least, because I guess if it was me, I'd kind of be like, I need to be like this person and this person and.
Right.
But now Megadeth has been around since 1983. Now I know I speak for many of us, especially our viewers. Most of us weren't born around then.
What? Say that again. I'm sorry.
1983. Most of our viewers, including myself, weren't even around then.
Right. Well, it's never too late. Little interruption there.
Who was that?
That was the tour manager, Andre.
I hope he doesn't hate me now.
He'll get over it.
But sort of, I guess, 1983 counting to now, like they're kicking in pretty much, like they've been around for decades. And what do you think is the secret, I guess, to Megadeth's longevity? Secret might be the wrong word.
Yeah, because there is no secret. I mean, in this industry, you'd be a fool to think that it was all work or what you did. It's a lot of luck, I think, in a way. But I would have to say with this band, it's probably tenacity and just pushing for it, From what I know. I mean, I've been an outsider, so I can only speak to what I know, but that's what I would attribute it to.
Well, I guess starting off as an outsider and now sort of being an insider, for want of a better term.
Right.
What have you sort of learned about the band that I guess you can tell us now?
Just musically, how dynamic it is. Because I'm so used to, I come from a very schooled upbringing and a very regimented kind of like practice regimen and things of that nature. And Dave is that street player, He's like the street fighter, and I'm the guy that's been in lessons in Taekwondo his whole life, kind of a thing, And so coming from that into his world, you really have to get adjust for how he pushes and pulls the beat and his syncopation within the music and the way he makes the music twist and turn. So that for me was the most different thing coming into it. Yeah.
And I guess speaking of the fact that you said that you sort of come from the school and the regiments and everything, I did notice that Dave did say recently that he doesn't practice. He pretty much it's sort of the way he sort of approaches it is that he sort of picks up the guitar and he pretty much has something in mind that he's going to do. Has that in any way affected the way, or have you sort of learnt anything from the way that Dave works, and has it helped you grow as a musician?
Yes, definitely. I think everything that I've picked up from Dave has been more along the lines of performance and the way you carry yourself and just the mental attitude you have to have. It's not all about practicing and woodshedding 20 hours a day, but it's also about having the right mental attitude. So, and that's something I feel like I'm still working on today. So he's the professional, and I'm definitely trying to pick up on it. So
no chance of any yoga or meditation before going on stage, right?
No, I'm not that far along yet. So, I do like to work out, and I practice quite a bit, but that's really it. I've done yoga once, and being in a very hot room with a bunch of other sweaty people holding a pose for a while is just not my cup of tea yet. So
probably all the way up to the holding the pose part, then I guess everything else would have worked.
Depending on what's happening, yes.